Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
I get it. Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. Nsila ID soto.
Sorry. I get it.
Bijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka. Mbale ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom Yonna Forest de Bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birim koyna fo katon.
Bari si kodo kino katon nim fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale le dadi ma nin domorol ni fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale di.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yonna Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yonna Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yonna Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yonna Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yonna Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yonna head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yonna branch located countrywide near you.
Brunch on Karafa Live. This is our weekly look at current affairs. This week, we will go back to the People's Progressive Party. The party was torn into camps in the wake of their recent National Congress, in which a new executive was elected, led by Madi Kefal. But soon after, the defeated camp of Keba Jallow announced that the Electoral Commission within the PPP has nullified the election of Madike and his executive following a petition filed by candidates who contested against them. As far as they are concerned, then, Keba Jallow and his executive are back as leaders of the PPP. But the newly elected Madike Fall side said Jallow and his camp are staging a coup d'etat. We will catch up with the latest on that issue within the PPP. We also welcome a member of the Gambian diaspora on their perspective about, one, the need for the diaspora to vote, as well as their reactions to the speeches of both former President Jammeh and President Barrow, in which he significantly announced his intention to run for president for a third time. I have also with me Sait Matty from the Civic Society. He will help me go through all these things. So let me introduce my panelists. To the left, I've told you I have Karafa Sambou. He comes from the side of the PPP that's won the elections at the Congress, led by Usman Madike Fall. Mr. Sambou, welcome.
Thank you, Mr.
Sait Matty, of course, very well known to our viewers on the program. So let me go to Sarjo Gassama. He stayed in London. He's been in the United Kingdom, rather in Birmingham, I guess now.
In Warsaw.
Warsaw.
No, Warsaw.
Yeah, Warsaw is near Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's been in the UK for the last 14, 15 years or so.
20 now.
20 now! Wow, that's it. and he's been following Gambian affairs and will give us the perspective of Gambian diaspora. One, on the issue of diaspora voting. Two, what is the feeling among Gambians when President Barrow said he is going to contest for the third term, as well as the rantings, if you like to call it, of former President Barrow. Sarjo, welcome to the Brunch.
Thank you.
And welcome back home.
Thank you.
Good, let's move on to the PPP. Like I said in the preamble, the party that led Gambia to independence has gone into some troubles over the last couple of weeks after their national election. The second one, I guess, or maybe the third one since the 2018 one, when the party was revived after the Jammeh dictatorship, which banned the party. But like I said, soon after the elections, two camps emerged. One of them led by Usman Madikefal, who won the elections at the Congress. And with me in the studio is Karafa Sambou, who comes from that side. So Karafa, okay, what we understand is that your leader, Fall, was elected at the Congress, 41 to 42 votes, I guess. He won Keba Jallow. But soon after, I mean, they said the Electoral Commission that conducted that election said Mr. Fall and his people have violated, that's how they put it, violated a section of the Constitution which was adopted at a Congress, well, by delegates, which they failed to obey or, to observe, and by virtue of that, their election is null and void. And in so doing, they said, the Electoral Commission said, therefore those who contested against them are automatically now qualified to fill in those positions. That's what they told us. What, according to you, is exactly what happened?
Thank you, Mr. Cham. Thank you, viewers, and I'm happy to be here today. To go straight to this point, Mr. Cham, look at it. Let's look at it logically. This is a Congress that the Independent Election Commission have asked political parties to do, so that to renew their mandates and set up their party structures properly. And this is what the PPP have done. To start with this petition of a thing you're talking about, before the petition, in fact, this undertaking they're talking about that is in the constitution that they, some of us have violated. To rectify that, it is not in the constitution. This is a proposed amendment that should be put in the constitution for the party delegates to vote in to bring normalities after Congress, because like you said, 3 consecutive times since the party was revived, we've been going through these problems after elections, after Congress.
Yes.
Now, the Central Committee that was led by our outgoing Secretary General Keba Jallow bring up this idea that why not we make an undertaking to help the party to not involve in such activities again.
That is quarrels after elections.
After elections. Now, we agree into that and bring up this suggested amendment, and we allow the reviewers of the constitution to do it, but it should be in the constitution when the delegates voted in, and that it has to be the 2/3 majority of the votes. But that did not pass.
So the amendment is asking, more or less, is asking that after elections, election disputes and stuff like that should no longer happen.
Should no longer happen. Even they would happen, they have to exhaust the whole mechanism of the party
before they can go.
To court.
So that was the amendment.
That was the amendment.
But that amendment itself needs to be passed by 2/3 majority.
Perfect. And that did not work, because when you look at the elections, when they voted for that amendment, it was 49 to 31.
49 to 31. Help me with the you are the one who.
You understand?
So
but that's not 2/3 already.
No,
of course. Not 2/3.
Yes, the total delegation
49 to 31.
31. The total delegations were 106, but others did not vote. Others
abstained.
They abstained. So these are the people that voted. They voted for the constitution. This one did not voted for it. So that is not 2/3 of the
Congress delegates. Yeah.
You understand? So it did not pass.
I see.
And before that, what the Central Committee said, all delegates should sign this undertaking before contesting elections. Before contesting elections.
I see.
But here, the Election Commission did not have that mandate to nullify a candidate. The mandate given to candidates to be nullified is the Central Committee. When the commissions assembled all the forms of the delegates, they passed it to the Central Committee. And the Central Committee did the vetting. They vetted until the elders of the Council of Elders that were there wrote a letter to us, the candidates, because I was one of the candidates.
Yeah, what did they say?
They wrote a letter to us, the candidates, that we are all qualified except that undertaking, but it will be signed during the Congress before election. Failure to do that, you will not be allowed. But during that election, that Congress, the Congress organizing committee did not bring any guideline to present such things there, and all of us did not sign, even Keba Jallow's camp, because there is no proof that they've signed to us there. Where we will say that no, we will not sign. There was nothing like that argument there. So, and in fact, looking at this undertaking, it's to our advantage. Because we, personally, I would not like to win or lose and go to court again.
So what if I understand, you said one, this resolution, number 1 did not pass.
Here is
okay, did not pass.
Thank you.
And even if it had passed,
yes,
it was going to be brought to the election, Congress, before
election,
for everyone to sign.
To qualify you to be a candidate.
Before you can qualify, you have to sign.
Thank you.
But it was not brought on the election day.
In fact, there was no guideline.
There wasn't no guideline. That itself was not there.
IEC were there, they witnessed all this. That thing was not displayed there.
So you don't even know who signed and who did not sign?
Absolutely not.
But after the election, they said you people did not sign.
After the elections, in fact, they all accepted this victory. They even, Kigabajalo even congratulated our Secretary General. So from there, they went and tried to find loopholes to be able to bring this kind of talk. It's a shame for me. In fact, I'm even ashamed to be here today.
So according to you, number one, the amendment that should be signed was not even passed.
Absolutely.
By 2/3 majority.
Not at all.
And then, in fact, it was not even brought into the election hall.
Perfect.
For anybody to sign.
For others to sign and others refusing to sign.
Yeah. Where okay, there was no occasion where others signed and others said no, we are not going to sign.
Not at all.
I see.
Not at all.
Because if that happened, I mean, you would have known from the beginning who those who signed and those didn't sign.
Thank you.
And you didn't see the other side signing.
Because that is what the Council of Elders said. It will be brought at the Congress, where we all should sign before the election. And nothing like that was displayed.
So the document was not even brought to the hall for anybody to sign.
There are records.
And for people to know who signed and who did not sign.
There are video records all over.
So after the election, now the electoral commission will come back to say, Mr. X, you did not sign.
In fact, if you will allow me in that area, the election commission, these petitioners should not even petition us. They should petition the election commissions. In every election, Mr. Cham, you know, there are rules where the election commission should be responsible of organizing rules that will guide all candidates.
The process, yeah.
Failure to do that, who should you blame? Are you going to blame the candidates or the commission?
The commission.
So they should petition the commission and take the commission to court. Now the commission, maybe they want to.
Where did they submit the petition?
They submitted the petition to the election commission, and the commission forwarded this petition to us. Personally, when they did that to me, I replied to them. I said, well, I'll be waiting for a meeting with you people. From there, I didn't hear anything. There we receive another letter from this so-called state coup that the losers, we are now the winners.
Automatically.
So I am thinking the commission wanted to compensate these people by just nullifying us, and they don't have that mandate. After the Congress, their mandate is over. And in fact, what happened before the Congress, there are the total number of commissioners in that election commission should be more than 7. They were 9. 3 resigned because of these abnormalities that were happening. You understand? 3 of them resigned.
Allegedly, because they know there are some underhands.
Perfect. They resign. Now, when they resign, there was a talk on this. In fact, there was something that they put in there to say all candidates should put forward a sum of money, 90,000, some 100, and
but as deposit. As
deposit. I'm telling you, but they are so smart. They said we are soliciting this from the candidates. So which means it was not a force. These are some of the criteria. So this brought a stand back for them until they made all this negotiation. Now they accepted all of us and passed all the form to the Central Committee. And the Central Committee finalized that we are all qualified, except that form, which I explained, it was not brought to us. Now this commission are not qualified again to give victory after the outcome of election. The same commission come back again and say we've nullified the winners and installing the losers. Mr. Cham, you've been a journalist for long. If that case happened in any country, what do you think would happen? Say much.
Thank God it's within a party.
Yeah, because it's an internal thing.
Let me hear. If IEC nullified an election, was it called for another one, or you just install the loser? No,
even if I don't even know in that instance, because even IEC, it's a different side.
I remember. No, it's the same. I remember in Malawi when election was notified, they called for fresh election.
Of course.
Which the opposition won. They didn't say those who lose.
The one for Joseph
It's
Banda.
not like a football match where if the
So yes, you look. Oh no, this one is interesting. But I mean, I've been following the conversation. But like he said, I mean, for many people, it seems like every PPP Congress, people are expecting that something else will come out of it.
Yeah.
And this one, the expectation was perhaps it will be different because everything initially it went very smoothly.
Yeah.
New guys were set up, and suddenly we saw a U-turn. And then you start looking at the reasons here and there. And today is, I mean, I'm hearing from one side, but I know Karafa.
And I think at this point I said twice I invited the other side. Last week and this week, I invited them twice to come, but they didn't come.
Yeah. And so,
our contention is that these people
did not sign
that resolution. But this guy is telling you that that resolution was not even passed. And even if it had passed, it should have been brought into the hall, and it was in there for anybody to sign and for us to know this one signed and this one didn't sign. So after everybody went, then they come and said, these people have signed, you didn't sign.
Yeah, I mean, so the issue is like, I see that there are, invisible hands behind the scene trying to change a democratic process within a political party, and this is also the problems that we find quite often in some political parties, where some individuals, especially after Congress, Congress is everybody. Congress is all the people that own the party that comes there, and then they decide, everybody accept. So even if you are, even if you were cheated, at least at some point you have to give, time or process for that to follow. Yes. But to change. The verdict, and also for the commission itself to also say, okay, you just lost because you did not sign that, automatically even the votes that you get, you lose it because of that, and then that one, now the votes that you got now is given to somebody else to win. That doesn't really make sense, and I don't think it has anything to internal party democratic process was taking place, and now others are trying to mess with that. For me, that's how I see with this. Exactly. I mean, even without listening to him, but just following up, every year, PPP, Congress, Tuma, before that,
2018, Bakari Dabo and Papanjai claimed that, Papanjai, OJ's side, that was OJ was very well in the background, he so rest in peace, that they recruited illegitimate stakeholders and make them delegates. That's what was Bakari's contention. He went to court, and then Mbakmaras. Then Tumanjai in 2020 or 22. Yeah, Tumanjai in Birkamaba.
Also court.
Yeah, he marched out and said the election process was not free and fair. This time too is another.
No, but this time at least is at least they are the way. But this one, so now we know where the problem is mostly in this instance.
In fact,
this was President Jammeh and Bakari Dabo and Tumanjai.
Mr. Cham, Mr. Cham, this time
they have to an extent, but now it becomes clear. When we're doing certain things, but now we are seeing where the issue is, because now you lost, but you don't want to lose, so you want to. I mean,
so that's why.
But sometimes the more I don't give.
But you think, so in the single side, Gassama, what do you think is this? So all this, I'm sorry about Mr. Sambou, but
okay.
It does look like the PPP, with all the impeccable record we said Jawara recorded under the PPP, is it not a shame or something that for a party like that to be in this kind of mess?
Yeah, I believe it's the same, and PPP is the oldest political party in our political dispensation, and they have governed this country for 30 good years. Everybody should expect that PPP should play the record straight rather than entangle into this internal constitutional crisis, which is not helping them at all. Because if somebody like me, I have my voter's card and I've seen them, they are committing these kind of things, how would they come on the ground and convince me to vote for them? I say, hold on, if they come into the government, these people will behave very badly, and my welfare, they wouldn't even care about it. So now the manifestation we are saying is not a serious party, because what they should have followed the rule of law, they should have followed their internal law, but they didn't do that. They are busy undermining each other, busy launching a coup d'etat so that they can consolidate their personal authority over the party. They grab it. So it's all about it, because the leadership now is putting PPP into a land of mockery. I don't see that. And my confusion is because when I follow this, I saw what Tumanjai, the crisis that happened. I saw the Papanja and Bibi Dabo stuff. I say PPP, they need to grow up. They are not a small party or a newly created party. They have a very good experience in politics. So they should have set a pace for other parties to follow them. But they're not doing that. They are behaving like if this is like a student union in a secondary school. I'm sorry to say that.
Somebody, you have to student union. Sorry about it. How are you going to, now that you, well, I don't know what the Electoral Commission will say again, but now that IEC, the Independent Electoral Commission, this time we're talking about the national one, was contacted by Karafa, and the IEC said, well, as far as they're concerned, they recognized the executive that was elected at the Congress, which is Mr. Sambou's executive. Okay, assuming you people are now the leaders, well, we have to say you are the leaders in the IEC.
Of course we are.
How are you going to now work to make this party not look like a student union or a secondary school?
Yeah, Cham, thank you very much. I like my gentleman's comment in there. Yes, of course I will take it to be a criticism. You see, PPP is one of the parties that is practicing real democracy. Even though Gambia at large, we claim to understand democracy, but I don't think we do. But and PPP is one of the parties that change leadership democratically, and that is why we are facing all this kind of trouble. And I bet you, if any party goes through,
people can say that did not happen. Hence the coup d'etat of 94. If the party wanted to change hands peacefully, there wouldn't have been a coup d'etat.
Yeah, because
in a more recent sense, I guess.
Yeah,
like recently.
What I mean when the time.
Parties.
Since the change of
government.
But all that has been marked with controversy. That's what we're saying.
No, of course, yes. That is why I'm telling you. That's the democracy they are fighting.
I understand now.
Because in democracy you have the freedom to, like this petitioner, they are free to express what they feel like, but they have to do it in the legal way. Not setting up a coup d'etat like this. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, if any party in this Gambia have the same process we are doing, it's going to be a different scenario. Because look at the first Congress, Papanjai and Bibi Dabo. It was the election dispute, the outcome of the election. And that did not stop the PPP from flowing, but whilst Bibi Dabo is on court. And then nothing happened, he formed his own party. Kebajallo and Tuma, the same thing. Election, the outcome of the election
was disputed.
The PPP was still going on, and Tumanjai was with us in court. In fact, she came up victorious before our next Congress.
In some aspects.
In some aspect, thank you. You know that, and this is what is happening now. So I believe if the PPP wants achieve a peaceful election, internal election, and it is stable, it will be one of the best parties in this country. I bet you.
Many people believe that you people, your leader, for example, I have had that criticism, is in the United States of America. Most of your executives are in the US. How can you be in the US and want to run a political party?
Thank you very much. Mr. Cham, we are in the era of technology. No, yes.
The people in my village doesn't know technology.
They will not know who they are. But they have WhatsApp.
What I mean, it's not the WhatsApp of a thing. And party leader is ceremonial. He's not the party.
Yeah, but if in the Gambia, if you are a leader, you are not around.
That is Gambia.
What he said.
I'm talking about the institution.
Barrow said if he goes, his party is not going to grow.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the issue is
that is what I'm saying. In fact, that is where the diasporians should also know that PPP have set a pace to prove what they are fighting for. You know, people think that people think that the diasporians are out there. The only thing they can do is to give money, and that's all.
And come and cause confusion.
And come and cause confusion. Now we've proved to them that you can be out there and do something better.
And there's nothing stopping them.
I'm nothing stopping them. I'm betting all of you here. If things stabilize, you will see. In fact, what we are doing right now, I know you will come to that. What we are doing right now has never happened within the PPP. Yes, the activities we are involved in has never happened.
You were in province last week. What were you doing?
Perfect. We had locally called Kulio. We had somebody that took one of our acting chairman, regional chairman, as a father. So the whole group that women Kafu wanted to just join PPP direct. In fact, they sponsored themselves. They provided food, t-shirts, everything. We spent no dime there. We only took a gift for them. So you understand. So we went there and met them. It was it has never happened within the PPP.
I also understand that you guys are trying to attract, let's say, sons and grandchildren of prominent members of the party.
That is exactly true. Lamin, PPP, we all agree here.
Wouldn't that give you a picture of, trying to, be exclusive instead of being inclusive?
No, we are not attracting. In fact, they are the one coming. It is their party.
I mean, they are taking responsibility.
Perfect. Because that is the root of the Gambia. PPP is the root of all the political parties. UDP and all stuff, all emerge from PPP. You all know that. So if they feel that the PPP is now getting a good stand, obviously they will be coming. Self-attraction, we are not attracting them. They are taking ownership.
Okay, I think there is something very fundamentally. If you people keep entangling yourself into this internal fighting, there is no way through you will go. You will stuck at one place. The problem is, what is your vision towards future? And how would you be able to become a serious contender in 2026 election? That should start now. People should identify who is UDP main leader and what PPP, sorry. What is your vision? What do you have for the Gambian people? That's the groundwork you need to start now. If you don't have the resources to participate in the election fully, you could probably cause you up to be part of a coalition. But again, if you people are busy launching a coup d'etat, fighting each other, Gambian will say that, hold on. Even the prominent former members of PPP, you think that their relatives will be busy saying that, okay, let us go because my dad and my uncle and other things belong to PPP. No. PPP, as you can see now, is on a coffin. If you people don't be serious, you're going to nail it and bury it. Trust me. It's not going to be relevant in the Gambian politics. Even the smaller parties with the likes of Obey and other things, they are becoming more relevant. So you need to sort out your leadership crisis and make sure that have a vision, tell the Gambian, but this is what we want, and then mount a campaign. People will know that. But otherwise, fighting.
All right, Mr. Sambou, we will come back to your plans now to do the PPP.
Thank you.
Okay. Since we have all had our say on the PPP, we'll come back to you and say that. Now, you have had what Barrow said not long ago in an interview with QTV. He said he had considered not to contest in 2026, but his party people feel that he should go ahead, otherwise the party is too young. The party may risk the survival of the party may be problematic if he leaves now. It's too soon. Well, his critics said now he didn't bother about the country now, he bothered about his party. That if he really truly considered to go, he shouldn't have to think about his party's interest, but the national interest. Jawara did similar things in December 1991 in Mansakonko at the PPP Congress. He announced that he intends to go. Everybody cried, some cried wolf, others cried genuinely, said he should stay. And we know what happened. Now, what do you make of Barrow's statement?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Cham. I think I might not delve into the internal affairs of the NPP per se, but Barrow's statement, if I will use our governing body, that is the Constitution, did the Constitution allow him to contest? Yes, if the Constitution allow him to contest, he's free to speak whatever he wants to say. He can say that I own this party, if I leave this party, let this party die, but it depends on the people of his party, the NPP. If they feel like if Barrow goes, there will be no, the party will be stabilized. Therefore, why not we maintain him as far as the constitution, the governing body of the country allows him to go? So I don't have an issue in that area. But if the constitution said no, he's not qualified to stand, I tell you, PPP will be one of the people that will come forward, like our honorable OJ, peace be with him. That's what he used to say. If PPP, if it want PPP to die for Gambia to go, I will kill PPP. That's what he used to say.
So the constitution at the moment doesn't have any provision that will legally block him
from going.
Yeah, but you are worried that the principle and standards that everybody envisaged in ECOWAS, in sub-region, for good governance, for stability of nations, political stability of nations, and morally, 2-term limits is what is the standard all over. You're not worried that Barrow, is not trying to
not to use the word not worried. I'm a Gambian. Of course I should be worried, but looking at it, this is Gambia at large. We should all know the moral aspect and go into that ballot box and prove our morality and our love for the country. But we are the same people that will go and vote for him there. And we will be the same people sitting in this same platform and say he's not qualified, he's 2-term limit. But bet you if I was the one sitting down there, I would have even gone for more than 2 terms.
Oh, you.
So what I'm trying to say is it's us the Gambians should understand and prove that democratically on the ballot box.
So I take your point that if Barrow may have constitutional right to contest, if he doesn't see the moral lesson,
perfect,
and doesn't want to take the moral route, so it depends on the Gambian people,
perfect,
to teach him a lesson,
wonderful,
or to approve him to go.
Here you go.
Say, you know, the GBP man, you say the same.
In summary, that's my view. Exactly. But for me, the point is like this should not surprise us in the first place. I mean, it was 3 years, 5 years that it was given another extra thing, and all those things will continue to happen. But the bigger question that we need to ask ourselves is our 1997 constitution. How far have we gone with constitutionalism, with the reform? Both the 2020 draft and this 2024 draft, they talk about presidential term limit. Everybody here, you ask, we want presidential term limit. But wanting and getting what you want is a different stuff, I guess. Because you have to go for it, you have to take action, you have to look at that. And I hear the debate on the principle, morality, and all those things, which is fine, which is part of it, which is what we should advocate for. And even the self-perpetuating rule from the 2016, this was the conversation. But what happened along the process? Now all you are saying is all politicians are trying to fix themselves ahead 2026, and now it will be more on the moral question. But what morality, whose morality are we talking about?
Absolutely. And
this is what, so at the end of the day now, what we have is like the law is saying this, and when the law speaks, everybody should, I mean, people can free. And anything that he has to do, it is going to be on himself. But how can we prevent him from contesting now? That his party now, that you're supposed to, these people are fighting over who's supposed to take over the party. But this other party are united and say that this one, because at some point also, we need to also understand how parties works and function.
Perfect.
Tomorrow too, there are other people that are saying UDP leader should not stand. But if the party bring him, who am I to say that he should not stand? Some people are accusing of age and all those different stuff. So we need to also, for me, at some point, I say, political parties, yes, you exist, but you're supposed to exist for our collective interest, but you also have a niche, things that you have a responsibility, or you have your own area where you also need to function. And that's why all these different internal, I like it that way, so that some of these things that are supposed to get to us in society is kind of controlled within those parties. That's why we are setting up all this different stuff. But today at the national level, we are talking about presidential election. We can do academic debates here, he should have a principle, he should have that, but for me, we are having 1997 constitution. How many times have I come to your show and talk about a new constitution? And what are we talking about now? Reject or approve? So what is the debate? But what he conclude, for me, that's also where my conclusion is. Everybody, the president has the right to go for another term, but I also have my vote
Perfect.
My vote,
Yeah,
whether to give him that time or
To
not.
give him that time or not.
Yeah.
So the issue is on me. It's not again on what he wants.
I took that route and regretted it.
Yeah.
It's for me as a civil society, this is the only way I can. I cannot come here. It's a morality. He has to do this. He has to do that. I have to base my discussion on the reality, and the reality is our 1997 Constitution. But that same 1997 Constitution empowered him, but it also empowers all of us. And voting is one way to confirm, and so people can decide that if that term or term limit is so important to them, they don't need a law to tell them that.
No way.
They are the ones that can do. Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, it can be one time.
Exactly.
They can even be divorced. They can even make it one
Because
time.
at some point, you know,
And you have to talk about the future.
it's difficult because it's a transition. You know, you don't know whether even it's a transition again. So everything is confused right now within the political phase, and even this constitution that we are looking now. The minute Barrow mentioned that term, you know, for me, even that conversation is overtaken now because of that. Now everything is 2026.
Yes.
So the issue for me that let's manage our expectation.
Perfect.
It was 3 years first, then 5, then 10. Okay.
Yeah, let's meet at the ballot box.
Gassama,
Yes.
how do you people in the diaspora think? You are the people who caused confusion, they said.
Well,
I don't know.
obviously,
What do you make of his statement?
Well, for me, when it comes to Barrow, I'm not here to set a moral standard for anybody because I expect to conform to the society norms and value, and then according to the rule of law. So if I say, Cham, you need to behave like this, or you need to say this, well, who am I? For Barrow, his first promise was 3 years, and then he reneged on that promise. He went on. Barrow stood on television on Sait, Danga wa wahe. Eka kumo fole, you said, and then you get campaign, what you said, this thing. So if I am a voter here, do you think I'll vote for Barrow? No, because I have seen Barrow saying that he's not going he contemplate not contesting for the third term. I don't believe in that story, because you know the reason why. If he wanted genuinely, seriously, wanted to relinquish that power, he need not to go and then start it to the media. He can just choose within the NPP candidate and say, look, listen, I want to stop here. You people find a replacement for me, and then we move on. But there was a case that happened in this country where I think was it a journalist that accused, that said Barrow wanted to hand over the country to Mohammed Jah. Allegedly. So that guy was taken to court. To me, my understanding, that was something that they were internally working on, but it was leaked. Now Barrow busy building his presidential retirement over there. He wants to sit in the Gambia after the presidency, which is fine, obviously enjoy the presidential immunity and stuff. But why are you taking a journalist for revealing what they believe is an authentic story to court? Why? If it is not true. I believe that Barrow is not genuinely enough to do that, because if you want to bring in Mohammed Jah to take over the country, it's simple, the constitution is there, sack your vice president, Prophet Mohammed Jah to be your vice president, resign and hand over the country to him.
No, but even then he cannot rule, he has to go out in 90 days. Because
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Put Mohammed Jah, he has his media and his money, that 90 days, he know what to do.
But the thing is, the position of the party is that that's not true. Mohammed Jah is number one, not a party, not a member of the party. Number two, he Barrow never discussed with anybody.
No, that's what they will say. We don't know the entire rule of NPP. NPP barely have a rule. We don't even know. He's owned by one person who directs and then give everything. But the problem in the Gambia is politicians are good in trying to sway our mind out of the bigger picture. This country,
let me say that again.
This country is going through a crisis, through an endemic corruption in this country that we are not talking about. This country is sinking. One Pakistani saw me. He said, where are you from? I said, Gambia. He Googled Gambia and saw Gambia on the map. He said, what are you doing here? I said, what do you mean? This small country, the population, this, you should have been a paradise by now. Cham, my heart was bleeding. And I know why he's talking about that. He said the country is small, should not be difficult to develop. But look at Barrow, the people surrounding Barrow, we know that it happens. Politicians, the group surrounding them, it happens to Algerian former President Abdul Aziz Bouteflika. He was sitting in a wheelchair. An old man who barely speak. But the people, Paul Biya 84.
Paul Biya in Cameroon.
So, Lazara Conte of Guinea. So was having amputee. You sitting on this bed and they're ruling the country. But the group surrounded them never want them to go. Barrow and his crew, they don't want Barrow to go. The longer Barrow is there, the better for them. Some of them, we have seen them in opposition castigating Barrow, they join him. And now they are enjoying. You see them in a flashy cars, and then president fuel coupon, and then enjoying the 50,000 salary. This country now, the ordinary people in the street, look, yesterday what happened at the turntable? Yeah. Kids were having this some sort of like car racing,
car turning, twisting,
which is endangering everybody's life, and then the police could not do anything about it. So this is how Barrow manage our country. Let us not lose sight of this country the way we are going. We are thinking we don't know about it. Let us not follow Barrow, the politician. Let we come Gambian in general to make sure that even Barrow contests, he will not even get a third position.
Okay, let's go to Jammeh, because we deal with Barrow now. Jammeh 3 weeks ago said he will not go to jail because he will find out when he comes who will go to jail. That's a transitional justice program. He said he's taken over his party. And, I mean, he's now the sole leader of the APRC. We know there are 2 APRs, but as far as Jammeh is concerned, there is only one. He said he's taken over. And then he also talked about the state of the nation, so to speak. He said all of us are suffering, and I mean, things that we took for granted under his regime are now problems, you know, to achieve. What do you make of it?
Well, for me, Jammeh has been in exile. This is something that he has done to many Gambians, refused them to come back into their country. Even the dead bodies, the corpse, you say you're not going to be buried here.
Yes.
Jammeh did that. Now, God has shown to him that, Jammeh, you are only a human. The power that you have, I gave it to you, you don't longer have it. Jammeh is in exile, he's bored there. He wants to be relevant. Everybody know how Jammeh is. And then he came out with this threat, if I come. Jammeh said that before, he said in 6 months' time I'll come. But who is stopping him from coming? Come into the country, and then you face the full force of the law. That's what we want. Because all your victims are crying, they got no compensation, nobody cares about them, and now you're threatening to come back. If you come, that will be a blessing in disguise, because this is the haunted lamb we are looking for, and we will get you. So if Jammeh, what Jammeh is saying, let him come. I don't know who will run, whether is it Fabaga Tombonjata or his APRC guy, because he's very angry with them. I mean, they took the party's money, which is, they control the party now. Jammeh is angry with them.
Jammeh is concerned, they don't have any party, they don't have a name pass.
But how? The splinter group, how do you call it?
The No Alliance.
The No Alliance. They cannot contest in any election on the APRC ticket.
No.
So APRC is solely controlled by Fabakar, he is the supreme leader. He said
they are only the...
And I was made to understand that they expelled Jammeh from APRC.
They haven't done that.
So
Jammeh expelled them. They refused to go.
So the problem we are having in this country, Jammeh monitor what is going on in this country and try to play with Gambian. Look, when I was there, all these funny crimes were not happening. Although the bigger crimes were happening, himself was committing some of those things. Yeah. But this petty crime whereby, now go to many homes in this particular area, people have a security door try to lock, even they are inside, nobody opens their door. The fear in people now is around.
Yeah.
Barrow doesn't care about our security. So Jammeh saw.
Jammeh was right on that account.
Well, there are certain things where this dangerous criminal from even other part of the sub-region, they think twice. They say, yeah, Jammeh, in a kill war. So that in a kill, they fear coming here doing certain things. But go to Colony Taban, you can see all these funny people from different sub-regions drinking alcohol. The paramilitaries will be standing, guiding them. You know that these are dangerous criminals in our country. They go and break our people, and nothing happens, no security, and we still allow them here. I'm not anti-foreigner, but these are things you don't tolerate in any country.
Some of the crimes are known to have been committed by Gambians.
No, what happened is they connect with the Gambian people, and then they do the same thing. We have seen that. But what we are not doing, you recruit this massive number of police officers. All what they do is to sit in the traffic of some of them in the police station, which is now outdated, send them into patrol, into the street, to make sure that every corner in this country they are present there.
I saw police patrol cars.
But it's not enough.
I've seen them.
It's not enough. But now you see Gambia the other time they break a bank in a broad day.
They attack a bank in broad day.
And there should be a force that should be on a standby to make sure that they rapidly respond to those kind of things. This country, we are at a mercy of these people. So Jammeh saw these things and said, yes, still I can feel relevant, and then capitalize on this. So to the Gambian people, when I was there, even though it wasn't like this, but again, people were fearful of me, of committing certain crime. So therefore, let me just play with their mindset and then make Barrow irrelevant. But the question is, will Jammeh ever come back to the Gambia? I very much doubt it. Even Jammeh, even Barrow is gone. Sait Matty is the president. Jammeh will not come to the Gambia. Because nobody will provide or guarantee Jammeh security. He knows that. That's my take. Thank you.
Mr. Sambou of the PPP, what do you make of Jammeh? You dealt with Barrow. What about Jammeh?
Yeah, I will Mr. Cham, I will still work with our governing body. You see, yeah, no, what I mean, like Sait Matty said, this the old constitution. Jammeh left this country in a format, not so. He's coming back. It doesn't mean that he will not come back. If he's coming back also with a format. And what I mean, if he comes back, he must go through the legal way of all what he was accused of. And it is us, the Gambians, who decide if we want him free or not. So I'm not going to be here to say that Jammeh will never come back. No. If he wants to come back, it's us, the Gambians, that will be. That's where I'm coming in. The possibilities of Gambia coming back, is Jammeh coming back, is us, the Gambians, that should agree for Jammeh to come so that he will be proven wrong or right or tried. But within us, honestly, I'm sorry to use this word, this hypocritical thing is happening. That is why a lot of us are thinking that no. Before we know, he has to come. But like he said in his speech, you heard him. He said, if he comes here, we will see who will go to jail. Let him come and we prove he's not coming to fight us. So what I'm trying to put here in a simple sense is, Jammeh knows that Barrow has bring a freedom of speech in this country. If it was Jammeh's time or another dictator in this country, such message will not even be. Nobody knew that will be playing that audio. I'll be arrested and killed. Not so. But Barrow's time, that freedom of speech.
I remember when we were at the Daily Observer, when Jawara left, we always transcribe Jawara interviews, and whenever we do that, Jammeh
will come for you people.
No, he wouldn't come at the time. They were not so rude in there. He would say, "Hari Jawara Toto Isasa." They used to do that. Jammeh himself said, "Jawara remember for Isasa. Hari Jawara Toto Isasa." Today we are right. We are doing our job. You know, it's the politician always change. Yes. The politician always change. Yes. That time, Jammeh himself used to say, "You see, Hari Jawara Toto Isasa." But now, I think not total and that's so we don't change. we are this is the same. This is politician who always change. Simple as that. So you see, even now, people will say, you know, you people are the one who give Jammeh relevance. Yeah. Why are you reporting what Jammeh said? And you know, when Jammeh was not comfortable in us writing about it.
That's
so
true.
Politicians always change.
You know, before.
Yeah, what the coming to his speech concerning the state of the country, no, he is right. But I will not blame Barrow, like he was saying Barrow. Barrow have mechanism. He have set up bodies, the police, the judiciary, everybody should pay his role. This bank looting you're talking about, bank robbery. Go and find out. You might not see a non-Gambian in that bank, but that will not happen in the absence of Gambians in that dealing. It's our attitude, my dear.
Do you have knowledge about what happened?
I don't have the knowledge, but based on my assumption and
you suspect.
Yeah, suspecting because the way they make the robbery.
And I think we need to clarify because even the police were not comfortable in people reporting about crimes happening. They thought they thought that we are saying they are to blame for the commission of the crime. No. what people are saying, the lack of resolution and the time it takes to investigate and conclude.
Okay.
That is what people have to not that the police should be everywhere. That's not possible.
That's
even,
not possible.
Even the FBI, they pursue it, but at least they solve it.
They solve it quick.
Yeah, we had a girl who's been, maimed in London, school girl, 3 years ago, up to now. Nobody knows what happened. Even somebody who might have, people assume, might have witnessed, the killers fleeing, got killed and dumped into the well. So that's the only thing what people might think. Why would they kill somebody and then kill another person? It could only have been the person who have met the people trying to flee and then said, let's eliminate evidence. But even now, police are not solved that. So it is not a problem of blaming the police for the commission of crimes. Well, but then of course, when crimes happen, at least, the time it takes for people to come, for them to solve. And then they will say, okay, there are no facilities here, cars are not here, forensic exams, all those are things like that. So that's what people are talking about, not that the police fail to prevent the crime. It's not all crimes that they can prevent.
No.
They can only be deterrents in some cases. And then apprehend quickly. But then when the people, sometimes people don't
but like recently I saw the police, they're doing what they call the community policing. There is so here when we talk about policing also, we just focus on those that are at the uniform. Those that are wearing the uniform, so we expect that they're the ones that should do all that. You're talking about a case. How do you investigate a case if you don't have anybody that come forward to talk about certain things?
Exactly.
Forensic, all those different stuff, but also the nature of crime. And I've been trying to look at this because there've been a lot of murders that have been reported. And the interesting thing, when I used to work for one as a news manager. West African Network for Peace Building. They have what they call a national early warning system. And that national early warning system, what we started up in 2013 or thereabout, what it used to do is to open source, what you're reporting on the newspaper, just to document, incidences that are happening, murder and all those things. And the time that I was here under Jammeh, most of the things, because of it was the environment. And so most of the things that were happening were state-sanctioned murders.
That's why
and most of those, and those were not reflected. It was under the TRRC we started knowing people were disappearing left, right, and center. People were detained, people disappeared. But what we used to report at that time was mostly on fire incidents. Because that was more like, accidents. And then people would think like Gambia was so safe and secure and all those different stuff. Because those were the things that were visible at that time. That's what the newspapers were reporting. But now, one murder, how many newspapers were reported?
How many online?
How many before you? Yes, it take you even next day for you to report. So people are becoming more aware, and this is also which is right. Also, it increases also the security and safety of the people. Our surveys are showing that increasingly people are feeling unsafe, walking at night, doing all those things because of the drugs, abuses, other things that are happening. Also, it's not just that people want to come and steal, but just even walking on your street, something can happen to you. So there's all those different fears. So there are all those fears that are coming. But then if you look at the nature of some of these murders also, they happen within the homes. So as much as we are discussing about the national policies, we also need to start. No, but I've been looking at this because you see brothers, sisters fighting, husband, wife, all of these things, so much domestic, to an extent that now we expect the police to be right in my bedroom to prevent me from. I'm telling you. So now, how do we address the shifting issues within society that is creating all this tension?
Mostly drug-related or supernatural or superstitious.
Look at that small, I don't know whether this story that I saw, that girl just went and bombed somebody's house.
Girlfriend, so-called girlfriend.
So imagine this,
It's related to drugs.
There's one thing we need to observe. The moment the country is going through this kind of funny things, there is something that paralyzes the country. That is the leadership. Leadership doesn't mean that you allow people to say what they want to say. I give them freedom, we are democrat. You need to be tough. You need to take actions. And I will tell you one thing. Some of the things that happen, this robbery and stuff, even the politicians, for example, in the UK, the crime rate, every party that is in power, try to make sure that they've got a good record on crime rate for them to be relevant. Because people need to be safe.
That's true.
If I am not safe in my country, I will flee. Because my safety is the #1 priority for any leadership that I am going to vote for.
Definitely.
But if that is not happening, then why am I voting for you? For you to be there, feeding you, clothing you?
But
No.
those are issues even, because that's what you were raising. Life, we have to make crime an issue. We have to make this as an issue. But we don't, you know, that happen when we say, oh, yala ko yala yere, and then that's it.
And then, exactly, that's what happened, because there was a boy who was doing the car racing, and he killed somebody. That guy was taken to court, and then the case died down. On the whole, they say, oh no, the parents are very influential people. They went underneath and then killed. That should not happen in this country. But the moment that is happening, why are you allowing these kids to be even doing the car racing, endangering everybody's life? So there is a weakening in our leadership here. Barrow, to be honest, when he came, he said he doesn't have the capacity, the knowledge, the ability to run this country. He confessed. But we allow him. The moment he went deeper, if you say on the whole, there is total freedom here where everything is done for you ready-made.
But Lamincham, can I ask the gentleman a question? Yes. Is it Barrow that should run the country or the setup?
Okay, I can answer that. I voted for Barrow.
In some way,
if you vote for Barrow, he should be accountable to every Gambian. My security, if, for example, my healthcare failed, and now I am going to blame Barrow. I say, Barrow, to what extent, what amount of investment do you do in my healthcare to make sure that I get a better healthcare? My education, the same thing. My security, the same thing. I did not vote for Lamin Cham because even I did not vote for any of these opposition because they are not controlling my resources. But you, the one controlling my resources, if there are lapses or failures, I will come and then tell you what happened. You need to explain it to me. But they are not. So everything comes down to Barrow's head.
I see this point. Okay. You naturally expect government to ensure security.
Yes.
And that is, of course, by deploying all the means you have, the police,
making them available, yes,
intelligence and everything, and then, you know, apprehension of criminals and preventing crimes. Yes, that's naturally the duty of the state to provide that. And of course, the head of state definitely carries the burden. It's naturally said. But what we're trying to say here is that, like we said about the police recent concern, is that people are blaming them unnecessarily, unfairly. That is one. Most of the crimes, we reported 4 homicides in 72 hours. Okay, they are homicides. You cannot dispute that people died. Yeah. But they are trying to say that the circumstances they died are mostly domestic crimes, you know, for which you can't blame directly the failure of the police. I said, well, that's true. But you cannot dispute that people are scared because these things are happening. Yeah. And 2, people's worry is perhaps what happened after the crimes have been committed. How much effectively have the cases been investigated and criminals apprehended? That's people's worry. But like he said, it's true. The nature of the crimes so that they happen, and the police couldn't have prevented it because they couldn't be everywhere. We accept that. We all accept that. But it's true that security is a concern, and it is a responsibility of the state.
Lamy, you know here also, because, you know, I'm sometimes, you know, when I speak, I might look biased towards the security institutions. Because I've been in the security sector, we've been working, hearing some of the, you know, issues. But usually in this country, we just focus on security. But what the major issue is safety. Okay. You know, even fire service, there are issues. You know, those are issues that are there, and this is causing havoc. Look at this market. What was it? Not Sandika.
Birkamo.
You know, I told you in the 2013, those were the things. Because these are human security issues.
Yes.
And because the conversation is now, how do we move from this state-centered security, start investing in human security? And in human security here, we are talking about the individuals now. Maybe it's too much academic concepts that we are doing, but it means like, how do we translate security into the individual, you know, so that they are, political context, safety, feeling safe. Like that is a feeling. It's about dignity as well, that everybody must have that feeling that, oh, they are safe in their own country. Like me, I know so many things are happening in this country, but I'm never scared in this country. But the minute I step outside of this country, I lose my sense of, like, my body cannot control it. I'm always in a haste to get back to Gambia.
That's home for you.
You know, yeah. So there's that. So this is also about a feeling. There are people, you know, that you have to close the door, like he mentioned. You know, like those things are there. So, but at the end of the day, we also need to understand that our society is also transitioning. Today, the way Gambians are exposed, Gambians have never been exposed before. We have how many people going on back way been returned, what have they been exposed?
Exactly.
And when they come,
of course, drugs.
Yes, earnings, and people are also so consumer based. Like we want to have everything, and today.
Competition.
So that is also there, and you know.
Yeah.
So at some point, if you want to do that, and you want to, you know, these are the things that the responsibility of parents within the households. How do we discuss with the kids?
Very
It's
much.
not the role of
Thank
the
you,
state.
Sait Matty.
Because sometimes all of us we have these things, but the bigger problem is our society is changing. But whether do we understand that the changes that are happening within our society is also a good issue to look at.
Right, gentlemen, drugs was our last topic. Not long ago, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency reported the biggest seizure of this tablet they call piece of ecstasy. That tablet that people use as a back way to get drunk and high. They said the biggest in the sub-region. Now, isn't it not actually true that some of these cases we're talking about, these unruly behaviors of the youth, emanates from consumption of this kind of drugs? What should we do to prevent our borders, you know, rather to protect our borders from these what seemingly look like? In fact, I had to caution one drug law enforcement agency one day at a ceremony. I said, you know what, the way you people are reporting these things, you better wait until you have a big or significant catch. But every day you come out and we said, you are painting a bad picture of our country. I mean, every day the lick most said we caught somebody from every day. So now if you expect, and they share this with the newspapers and online papers, if you expect us to carry this every day, we are telling Gambia, we are telling people outside of Gambia, so we better wait until you, at least you know that, yeah, you have really had a big catch, then we can know, yeah, this one is serious. But every day you come with, but the last one, the biggest in West Africa, what should we do? And the interesting thing is they said that they were bringing the super traffic light, meaning they've already passed the air. Oh yeah, was it a shovel or was it a strategy?
I think what I read on the paper is that they were surveilled. But I think, I mean, so this problem we cannot just address it as Gambia alone. I mean, of course, we are, you know, especially within the West Africa, you know, the coastline. It's not only Gambia that it is affecting, especially with the cocaine and all that, but it also requires that, with all that partnership. But internally, you know, he's from the medical and all those things. We need to do certain investments. We need to maybe currently the debate is on the law. What do we need to do with the law? Why do we, why is it that when these people do this and other people do that, is a different different punishment. So we have so many questions that we need to discuss in this country, but eventually, what we need to do, especially for our young ones, is to do the investments. How do we do investments? Is that from the family, from the schools, from the wider society? Because society needs to create those space. And Gambia, before it was at independence, the other day I was talking about population size. It is growing, people are coming, and sometimes we have that feeling, even under Jammeh, we thought like outsiders were coming and killing our people here until we realized that it was our own people. So there are things that we need to look internally, and it's not like, and these are not political issues. These are, they can make it political questions, but there are also life and death issues that we need to also look at.
Very quickly, Gassama, about drugs.
Yeah, I think the government have a lot of work to do in terms of that. At the border, every country's border should be your concern, what comes in and out. And I have crossed into Senegal, and I have seen what happened. And even at the airport workers, some of them, either they connive with them, or they are just negligent. That's it. Drug will go out of Gambia and it will go inside Gambia. So now, if you are at the border, what you can see, some of these securities will be sitting there with the custom officers, brewing attire, and then the vehicle come and pass it. They say, hey, pass. You don't know what is inside that vehicle. So this is like a syndicate, whereby your country is open. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come in with anything, and that's why Gambia is very easy to come with drugs here. If you want, you can be a billionaire by bringing drugs. They wouldn't be aware. Or they say, hey, Cham, just don't worry. At night, they will just take it to the ladder and go. They cannot do a proper searching of what you have. And you go to other countries, if you are a Gambian going into Senegal, look at how those custom officers interrogate you. They search every box. Why are we not doing that? Because we are just negligent. We just neglect our country. We don't care.
Yeah.
The problem is our leadership. I said that. If I were the president in this country, I will make sure that this security will not be only internal alone, but our border will be secure. That's why I like Trump. He said our border is our concern. And he's right in that. Because if you allow all those dangerous things to come into your country is in a mess. Our young people, now what we can see, they are just idle. They have access to this. When they have access to this, they will consume it and they become a dangerous criminal. They connive with those other criminals and then cause havoc on us. Now, when I was going to high school, we have something like President International Award Scheme.
It's still around. It's another name now.
Okay, it's only a name now.
It's another name.
It's another name.
Yes.
How do they call it?
It's the same.
President's International Award.
Yeah, International Award.
Yes.
With the Golden Awards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you see, the guy who initiated it was the former husband of the Queen of England, Prince Philip. At that time, he told the young people, when during holidays they are free, they have idle mind, they wouldn't be able to do certain things. But he initiated this. You can learn skill and interest. You went into community experience. You engage the community expedition. So with these things, Gambia has done very well on the Jawara and then even on the Jammeh.
The IOGT, International Organization for Good Templars.
Yes.
That was discouraging the use of any.
Exactly.
IOGT.
So Jammeh, with all his Jammeh, and then he has done very well on the with the President Award Scheme. Because I remember in 1997, we were the gold awardees. We went to State House. And then he hosted 23 countries.
All presidents.
23 countries from the sub-region came, and we have representatives from Canada and the UK and Australia. They witnessed that award in ceremony. That was the big major event on the Jammeh's rule at those early days. So that's the time he donated also 2 pickups and then with some millions. Because he has seen that. I mean, President Award Scheme, we had about 100 and something participants that we awarded.
Yeah, you too.
Now, when we are engaged during holidays, what we do, schools, community, we just go do this expedition. We do quite a lot of things. Gunjur, Sanyang, Tujereng, and then walking. And then when that we do it Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday we come back. But you see that period, we go and engage the communities and find out what the community
voluntary service.
Central says secondary school in Cardiff. You know the assembly ground they have, that concrete. We built it at a cost of only 4,000. When the contractor charged them, how much? 60,000. You know when was those things? 1997.
Yeah, and still we.
So this is the relevant.
Very strong.
International scheme, but
why are we not engaging the young people to be productive life? Because there are so many youth schemes whereby you can tell, look, concentrated on schools, communities, support the youth service scheme, and that makes
sure. Is youth. What we are doing is through youth work.
Exactly. Yeah. We give the last word to the PPP man. Okay. What next for the PPP? Now that you've been challenged by your own electoral commission's verdict, of course the IEC that said you are the one to recognized. What do you think the way forward? Are you going to initiate a program where you will reach out to these people and now bury the hatchet, with or without that resolution or amendment of yours?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Cham. I think IEC have done their best, and they've played their refereeing position very well with us, and it is us that are in their books as the present executive. Well, actually, it's a rumor that I heard when the other camp went there. They told them categorically clear that we cannot go against the Congress. I will advise you to go and reconcile with your people. And we will try to call the incoming Secretary General to open ways for you to reconcile. And that is what we will start with, because the present Secretary General have constituted a board of trustees that is not yet inaugurated. It will be inaugurated on this this Friday in Birkama. That is the 66th birthday of the PPP. You are invited officially. All of you. I would love to see both of you there and your media to come. So that is the first thing that we will work with. Actually, yes. Actually, I will not call it a problem or a fight, because we all know what they are fighting for does not hold water. Yeah, the petition does not hold water, so it's not a fight. It's just a trying chance, right? Thank you. They are trying chance. So yeah, of course we call it a coup d'etat. So yeah, that is what Secretary General will be working on first, to reconcile with the outgoing Secretary General, to respect the moral aspect of PPP and the Gambia at large. And secondly, we would like to fulfill the requirement of the IEC as far as a party is as far as political parties are concerned.
Oh, you still haven't ticked all the boxes.
I bet you no party has already. Maybe UDP, maybe.
Even the MPP.
Okay, I don't know.
What are these requirements you said?
Of course, having regional offices,
okay,
you know, and
all those have regional offices. Yes, but
yeah.
NPP has regional offices.
Well, having a small house there and then say
the NPP are big.
I'm not saying good. I'm not saying a party. All parties did not have it. I'm just trying to say this is what we will do. Yeah, so we will not be like having a room there and say we have an office there. No, we will make sure.
They want to invest money.
You want to check all the boxes requirement first. Okay, and then
be satisfied with this independent body, that is the IEC, and then from there we will work on our structures, like the gentleman said there. If we did not make our house in order, it will be difficult for people like him to come back to his father's party, I believe.
Not my party.
NCP. Of course.
NCP came from.
Thank you, Sait Matty. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this is what we are into, and we have a lot of programs that I don't want to reveal now because I'm not authorized to.
Are you going to contest every election?
Very good, thank you. A very good question. Our Secretary General have said it. As far as we are a political party, we will contest all elections. All elections.
Wow.
But the endorsement of that contest will be in the hands of the PPP, that's the National Executive Committee. They should endorse every candidate
from council to presidency. Oh,
but
so
that is his stand. That
so
we
Mr. Barrow will have his name in the box.
Maybe, but that one also has a procedure. Yeah, you cannot just be a presidential candidate in our party anyhow like that. You have to go through some processes, through and all that. So of course we will prove that.
So Secretary Generalship does not mean
that you automatically will be the flag bearer.
Nobody used to be there. Nobody challenged him. I don't think anybody.
Yeah, because it's the party that agrees for him to do it. So it might happen also. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that here that he will be our flag bearer. Possibly, Sait Matty might have the interest.
With your politics.
What about your position on? What about your position on alliances? As far as we know, Keba Jallo had a loose alliance because at some point he had misgivings about the alliance. For example, he refused for the NPP not to say don't contest here. He didn't want that.
Personally,
he had a misunderstanding with them about that.
Personally,
so are you going to go with the alliance with the NPP as Keba Jallo did?
Well, that is alliances. It's a big thing. It's not one person who decides. Yeah, the party should sit and make known to every member of the party and the central committees, forward this to the National Executive Committee that is representing every constituency. We have every constituency. So they will conclude if we are to ally with any other party to go. But like I said, our Secretary General said, as we are political, we will contest all elections.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's Karafa Sambou, a member of the executive of the PPP. Well, I don't know whether I should now say PPP and stop their way faction. I don't know what's fair.
No, it's PPP. No. Keba Jallo did not dispute the election results.
Okay, but
he only said.
But the petitioners.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should say Karafa Sambou or PPP, whatever side.
Thank you. Thank you. We are the legal.
From Civic Society and Sarjo Gassama, our guests from the diaspora. Thank you very much all for your perspective on the brunch today. The brunch will be back Saturday, inshallah. Until then, goodbye for now.
Thank you.
Good.
Wow.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yonna Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yonna Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yonna Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yonna Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yonna Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yonna head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yonna branch located countrywide near you.
Jammeh Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jammeh, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jammeh Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jammehmt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jammeh Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jammeh Money Transfer.
Agada.
Mbijan aganyadi.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyinji.
Okay.
Korsa.
Nsila ID soto.
Ah, sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
mbare
mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom Yonna forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Birim koyna fo katon.
Bari si kodo kino katon ni fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kono kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. jannom number 1 di nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wala nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi mani domorol dir fana be teata gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moy o diat
apelenta
baraka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina
yalo bu kanila ko la baraka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
baraka